there was I don't I guess the best way to start is um what a fucking comeback victory for the fucking Warriors. A team that for whatever reason gets a lot of scrutiny for being front runners came in, put the fucking pedal on the gas in that fourth quarter, and just didn't look back. It was very impressive defensively. It looks way better. Second half, Warriors strike again, scoring nearly 60 points in the second half. In particular, but on a defensive end as well, holding the Celtics to 19 points. And midway, it was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and took the lead, and they held on to it. And just big shots, big shot after big shot being made by a few players. Klay Thompson looked way better, way better. Start making his threes, hitting big shots. The defense was there. Thank God GP was receiving some minutes. But they went heavy on the must win scenario. So we're gonna play, and thank God Kevin Looney received some minutes as well. But they went heavy on a must win lineup with Wiggins, Curry, Klay, and some minutes of Draymond and Looney, and it was definitely pivotal. This game was won even with Draymond still being a massive negative offensively. Still looked a little bit better in terms of his playmaking and decision making, but a massive negative offensively. But he definitely made up on the offensive end. He was in passing.
Back-to-back long-distance threes and a 5-point lead for the Warriors. Celtics call timeout.
Wiggins has been really impressive in this series on the defensive end, just very, very impressive. But of course, I mean, the story is Curry is Curry is sensational. I mean, he is. We are witnessing somebody go out there night in and night out and put on a bucket getting masterclass against the number one ranked defense, and is doing it exquisitely. He's going out there.
Exquisitely, yes.
It's ridiculous. 43 points, 4 assists, 10 rebounds, two of which were offensive boards. Hit tough shots down the stretch, um, and as he normally does, forcing them to make decisions on the fly offensively while he's still being able to be a threat on and off ball. That is, in my opinion, the best game Curry has ever played in the playoffs. If you agree with that, Ash?
I tweeted about it. I said I don't know if it is because I just there's like a lot of games. I don't know off the top of my head. 2016 Game 7 was a magical game, versus the Thunder. But yeah, this is definitely like easy like one of the best games he's ever played, bro. That control and the tempo that he had in the fourth quarter, bro, was like
It was amazing.
I just had a like I had the feeling, bro, like when the Celtics like they started forcing up threes and Steph was bringing the ball up and they was hunting, they was looking for the mismatches. I was like, yeah, the Warriors got this, bro. Like with the way Steph was playing, he didn't slow down. Um, he was really good. I thought Steve Kerr also taking out Draymond periodically, also helped their offense maintain when the Celtics started to like switch up what they wanted to do on defense.
I didn't. I was gonna say that I thought some of those. I was gonna say it. I thought some of those Otto Porter minutes, even though he didn't make his threes. Him just being a threat out there was interesting to see. Again, the Kevin Looney minutes were interesting to see. The GP minutes were interesting to see. And yeah, I think that out of out of the quote unquote starting five or the most noteworthy players, Draymond is the only one who didn't play 40 minutes. Klay, Curry, and Wiggins all played over 40 minutes. Wiggins played 43. I had to give a lot of credit to Wiggins tonight. Um, he went out there. He missed some threes when they probably needed a little bit more out of him, but he is doing an amazing job on Jason Tatum. Another bad shooting night for Tatum, and a lot of it just has to do with how well Wiggins is playing. Klay defensively looked a little bit more engaged
Yeah,
towards
he
the end of
bro,
this game.
man, what he did to Jalen Brown in that
Yeah,
fourth quarter was it was beautiful. What he was doing on
he
defense.
was he was way more engaged on Jalen in that fourth quarter. It really slowed up a lot of things for them. And this is also a kind of a representation of what it sometimes looks like when Marcus Smart isn't hitting his shots. It's a representation of what it looks like when once more you're getting Al Horford minutes and it's not really translating to that many threes. Horford had a really big three in that fourth quarter, but that's really, I mean, it really wasn't much else that was going on for him. Um, and it kind of just looks like this is where the Celtics can have up and down nights, and this is what a down night looks like for the Celtics. We got some a good amount of time to break. The next game doesn't start until Monday, so we do have some time off. But I want to get these fourth quarter stats because I agree the way that Curry was just handling the offense. I mean, it was very reminiscent of, I hope people don't slander me too much, but very reminiscent of LeBron, where LeBron just has these moments where he's just orchestrating offenses and getting whatever he wants and is manipulating defenses, knowing where the double team comes, and is just making play after play after play after play. There's a stretch where it was like very clear that they were paying so much attention to Curry, and Curry was self-aware about it. He knew when to he knew when to put his foot on the gas. He knew when to let up off of it. He knew when he needed to be a decoy. He knew when he needed to get assists. He knew when he needed to be aggressive, even if it was going to end up being a miss. He knew that he just had a great feel for the game in the fourth quarter. I think it was by far the best game he's played. Yeah, you can definitely say Game 7 in 2016 against
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
no, I'm just saying because I don't really like I don't have all of his best games stapled in my memory
I think
like
this is
that.
the
So
best one.
yeah,
I think this is the
it
best.
probably is. You know, I don't have the game stapled in my head, so there might be a game that's better. I'm forgetting.
And in all honesty, this is what I just expect out of a player that I think we're all kind of looking at as he ascends into these top 10 discussions, top 10 greatest players of all time discussions, and him having a night like this kind of validates that even further. Before this game started, 31 points, 31 points, 4 assists. The assists are down mainly because they're forcing him to be a scorer and he's just taking advantage of it. But 31 points, 48% from the field, 48% from three, and 88% from the free throw line. Excuse me, 83% from the free throw line. That was before tonight, where Curry had a 43-point bomb on immaculate efficiency. It was not only one of the best games I've ever seen from him in his career, if not the best, but also one of the more impressive playoff must-win games I've seen from a player away, with the potential of being down 3-1, stretches of Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins not making shots, and of course Draymond also not making shots, and Curry just kept coming shot after shot after shot, good, huge basket after huge basket. It's the reason why I don't really cling too much on clutch shots, the clutch shot stats, because they really try to emphasize or overly emphasize the last 30 seconds or the last 2 minutes of a ball game. But the reality is that tonight is a great example of where when they needed some type of an answer and it wasn't clear if Klay was going to give it to them or Wiggins was going to give it to him or really anybody, Curry was able to just kind of just step in, understand the severity of the moment, and knew his team needed something going for him, and he stepped up to the plate, took the challenge, and looked amazing. And I'm going to do a little bit more digging to kind of get a better historical perspective of this game, but to finish his game, putting up 43 points with while shooting above 50% from the field and 50% from behind the arc on high volume, 14 threes, and still got to the free throw line 9 times a game. It's and even before, because they fouled him towards the end, so getting to the free throw line 7 times a game on 14 attempts from deep. It's an amazing game. I don't know what else to say. Um,
I mean, if you want to like go away from Steph a little bit, like I mean, just it's just another game, another example of the Celtics late game execution. We're about to bring people up, by the way, but like the Celtics
yeah,
late game execution, like killing them and like really just hurting like what they want to do at the end of games. Jalen Brown was getting walled off, and because of that, you know, they couldn't really get any downhill penetration. You know, Tatum, he's been inconsistent from 2 point range the entire series. Um, so when that's not going, and when Tatum and Brown like aren't able to like get downhill, then they're prone to start shooting a lot of quick and early shot clock threes. Like that one three they took out of the timeout, it was like 3:20 left. It was like 3:25, 27 on the clock. Tatum just comes off, shoots a contested three, and that's really all you saw from the Celtics in those final 6-ish minutes. Just a lot of rush threes, a lot of not getting downhill. I'll give some credit to Wiggins and Klay, of course, but they weren't able to get downhill. It was a lot of isolation basketball. Not really much north to south movement, a lot of east to west, pass, shot. Um, and it kind of just hurt them. They didn't really have anything to go to, no one to really look at, and it kind of killed them. It's like, and we've seen this happen to them like multiple times this postseason. Like
Facts.
this same exact form, like how they lost this game. I think they've lost like 3 or 4 of their playoff games this year by doing the same exact thing. Tatum and Brown aren't able to get downhill and make incredible shots, and then they come down and just shoot up a bunch of quick early shot clock threes, and they're turning the ball over. They're they're gonna bounce back though. Of course, they've been like them and the Warriors have been like the best bounce back teams in the league.
I was about
This
to say because
playoffs.
even the problem with the Celtics, and we and I've said this several times, the Celtics, in my opinion, have the tools to beat the Warriors in five, which we now know that not to be the case. But tonight is a perfect example of how the game was within grasp, and like you said, it's just their offense becomes too stagnant when they don't have the ability to just get the quality looks. And there were some looks. Again, I think there was looks that Horford, and it's another night where Smart is just you're living and dying by Marcus Smart. So that's another thing. But Horford got some quality looks. Derek White, you can argue, got some rush looks, but you just no good looks from the Celtics in that fourth quarter. And then we're talking about a game where it's definitely winnable. And I think that is what is normally, in my opinion, that has been the separation between Jason Tatum and the other top 10 players in the NBA. Is that most of those players, especially the ones who have the ball in their hands routinely, have the ability to kind of just get to where they need to get a quality look to hopefully get their team something, have their teams going for something. And Jason Tatum just goes into this Paul George syndrome where he just falls in love with jump shots. He can't. I don't know if he can't get by defenders or he just
He
falls in love with
can.
jump shots. I don't know. I just don't
He
know what it
falls in love
is.
with his
Look,
jumper too
my
much.
can I
Yeah,
like
I just don't get it.
my whole man, like, let me say this, bro. I know it's Twitter and so we're on Spaces. Shout out Low Ash, but I know a lot of people have a lot of takes on like players and they want to push their narratives or like I don't like this player. I'm not gonna respect him or whatever. But this was one of the greatest games I'd seen Steph play. Like this was one of the games where if they lost this game, this was reminiscent of like the 2014 finals, where LeBron is doing LeBron things, but Wade and Bosh just aren't carrying their load. And in this game, you saw Curry do what he had to do, and you had Klay Thompson until the fourth quarter wasn't doing his thing, and Draymond Green that wasn't really doing his thing either until the fourth quarter. And I remember looking at this game because I missed like the first few minutes in the first quarter. Curry was like 2 for 8. And I was like, okay, well, he's not shooting the ball well right now, but he has, he's getting to the basket. He finishes this game 7 for 14. I know people were waiting for him to see in the fourth quarter what he was going to do. But like Ash said, the patience and the high level IQ of the Warriors of being there, he's able to lead them. And this was this is one of the games where it's like we talk about like you said Lo, we talk about all these superstar GOAT players. When it's time to deliver, you deliver here, and this is what Steph did tonight. So just credit to him. You may not like the guy, that doesn't even matter. My problem is this. I said this last time you had this space, Lo. I said, bro, the way that they're guarding Steph Curry, even though they've been doing a great job on everybody else, Steph Curry is going to do Steph Curry things. And at the end of the day, they need one more person to just fill in their role. And they can go ahead and win this game. Like last game in game three, if Steph doesn't get that fourth foul, this could be a totally different series because they were going crazy in the third quarter. And the inconsistency of Boston on offense is like I don't have anybody. I don't care who wins. I like to see Boston win just because like it's cool for me. But the inconsistency on offense is like it's like watching a game against stabbed in the gut every single time. Great offensive plays, followed by a dumb 3-point shot, or followed by a bad turnover. It's just like in the entire game, it felt as if like it was Steph versus the entire Tatum and Celtics offense, but all they needed was the offense to get on track and Steph to get some help. That's all was needed to be done for either team to win this game.
What's crazy is that Boston has this inconsistent offense that it's in. I agree. It's not
It's
even like
bad. It's bad.
but
I remember saying it. I said, look, I know we talk about this team and how they have great defense, but the inconsistency on offense is what's going to be the death of this team. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, this is only the one game." No, bro. Like
no, it's
let's be
not. It's
honest with
not.
ourselves. Because at times when Tatum, because bro, I know we have this Finals MVP ladder
Even
of
but
Steph.
even beyond this series, even against
It's
Miami
beyond. Yeah, it is.
and Milwaukee and Miami, those especially Miami, those games should have been over with in a game or two earlier than it did. Those two series
The
should
Heat
not have
series
went
should
to
have been done
seven
in
again.
game 6, but because they
Yeah.
closed the door, they couldn't. And I know we talk about the players. I know Draymond and Klay weren't great. Andrew Wiggins, bro. Andrew freaking Wiggins. Like the we, tonight, it's the small things. Like I said, it's the
Yeah.
small things that
Legitimately the second
matter.
best player on the court tonight for the
Yeah.
Warriors.
It's the
Yes.
small things, bro. And I know other people want to talk real quick, but like, bro, this was a game. I tweeted out early. I said, bro, I don't see the Warriors losing this game. They could, but I don't see them losing it. And I feel like this game right here is the game where the Celtics have to win because this is what catapults you to a 3-1 and a 2-2 series against Golden State. I just it's a 3-game series now, bro. You pick who you think is gonna win.
Before we go on to the next person, I just want to just reiterate again. I and actually have the numbers in front of me now. In that fourth quarter, and you're right. It's really just who's going to step in and fill in when need be. Um, NMZ is in here. Let me see. It's really just when you're going to step in and when are you going to need it. And Curry stepped in when necessary, and I don't see NMZ in here, Ash, but Curry stepped in when necessary and filled in the role. But like you said, it just really needs one more player to kind of just ride the wave while Curry is doing what he's doing. Klay came in clutch tonight, 8 points in the fourth quarter, but Wiggins, I am man, I'm heavily impressed with Wiggins because I never
He,
would have thought
he
that
might get
Wiggins.
Finals MVP. He's not gonna get Finals MVP,
No,
but
no,
he
no,
is so
please,
important.
please, please, please,
He
please.
is so important for that team, bro. He is so important. And Tatum, man, man,
Tatum, and this
I
is
ain't
not a knock
stopping
on.
Tatum.
I don't want to, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating on Tatum because I promise you all I'm not. It's just that I don't want to jump the gun with Tatum just because other players were hurt this year. Like I don't want to sit here and put him in conversations that he don't belong because Damian Lillard was hurt and because AD didn't play a full season and Kawhi was hurt as well. Like I just don't want to do that.
He just
I'm
got to
not.
get into his rhythm because the shots that he's missing are shots that he's been making. That's my only
But that's
thing.
the problem though. That is the definition of who Tatum is. The definition of Tatum is that it's gonna is need constant rhythm, constantly get trying to figure out who he is, and you can have games like that against Brooklyn when they're spotty at times offensively. You got their number, but when you're looking like that against Milwaukee, that's why the game. That's why the series goes to 7 when it should have ended in 6. It's why in Miami it goes to 7 when it should have ended in 6, and it's why we're here now, and the score is basically tied. It's a tied game with 7 minutes left to go, and you end it down 10, and it's because Tatum and Brown. But since we're just specifically talking about Tatum here, Tatum is like it's just inconsistent. Tatum finished that
No,
quarter shooting 1 for 5 from the field.
And
It's
low,
it's the
I,
same thing.
I don't know
watching
who's
this,
someone's gonna find it. This is the last thing. Someone's gonna find it. I just want to know the shot quality in that fourth quarter because the looks that they were getting were just like it like there was a play where they had multiple times where Marcus Smart had a three shot, and I know that's he can shoot the three ball, but that's just not the play. And I don't know. That's all I got, bro.
Yeah, I completely agree.
watching Andrew Wiggins waste like 3 seconds on the shot clock, or Jason Tatum waste 3 seconds on the shot clock trying to post up Andrew Wiggins is
It's insane.
that can't happen.
and I don't know if it's because Wiggins is just a little bit more aggressive because to be fair, both Wiggins and Klay they were very aggressive in that fourth quarter. I was especially Klay. I was actually surprised when he got up in Jaylen Brown a few times. Where I was like, damn, he really on this nigga.
Yeah, I feel like he
David
really went at him
Adams.
because he was in foul trouble though. But yeah, he should do that all the time. To be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Tatum had one quality look in the fourth quarter, and that was that one shot where he pump fake and he got Wiggins off his feet. Outside of that, I mean, it's like the nigga is trying to do his best T Mac Kobe Bryant impression, where he's just like driving in, collapse, pull back out. I'm about to, get this fade off at the end of the shot clock after I didn't wasted 20 seconds of the shot. It's like, bro, like what the fuck are you doing, bro? And everybody else is just watching him. They're just watching him.
Also,
And
not
it's
only
it's pretty
one,
crazy.
like I didn't watch too much of last game, but I definitely watched this game. The refereeing just seems so one sided for the Celtics, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, am I the only one that feels like that? Like, I was just watching so many horrible like calls, and then Golden State not getting calls that easily
Curry
should have
gets
been
no
called.
calls.
No,
Like
the
this,
I
last
think specifically the
Curry has a
refereeing,
bad whistle.
especially for the stars. I feel like the role players are getting calls, but the stars can't get shit.
Yeah, honestly, the no calls are worse than the calls.
Nah, Dre. Nah,
All
Draymond
calls.
is messing up people, bro. Dre's like pulling on people's shoulders and something. Like we can't be saying that Golden State is not getting the calls when Draymond's really having people around.
I don't
They
I
got
don't think I
they
think
got
well
five
I think
people.
that the calls last game where I think they were a little I think they were a little too loose with that whistle because there were some fouls in Curry where he should not have been in foul trouble. Tonight, I don't know. I'm just kind of getting used to this. I guess this is what they're just allowing or they're not allowing. So I guess I mean it is what it is. I still don't think that. I mean, if that's the case, I guess that's beneficial for the Warriors in some capacity because it's just going to force. It's going to allow them to get way more physical with Tatum and Brown. And I'm rewatching the fourth quarter again, and it's I mean, it's Tatum fucking trying to ISO Bielitsa, ISO Clay Thompson, post up Wiggins. It's fucking disgusting. And I don't know if he's doing that. I just don't get Tatum sometimes.
I think
Yeah.
it's the experience gap between the Celtics and like the other teams around them. Because I've seen a lot of the clutch moments or clutch minutes be fumbled in the series post that Nets series.
But I see I'm watching Jaylen Brown get to the basket. So I see what you're saying. And there's definitely and there's the times where I feel kind of like I don't know how I feel about the Warriors because they just don't have enough players to kind of get to the basket like that. They rely heavily on jump shots. And there's times where you just need to put your head down and get to the basket. And Curry's probably the only person who can do that. But I'm watching Jaylen Brown identify when to do it and when not to do it. And I'm just watching this nigga Tatum like I don't know
also,
what this nigga's doing.
I feel like Tatum's slower than I originally thought he was. Like I thought he
I
was a
don't
little
think he is
faster.
though.
He's
I
not
think
I
slow.
don't
I
know.
He
think
It's
just
just
Because he's
doesn't. He
dribbling
just
in a
falls in love
traffic.
with his
flowing.
jumper.
one
That's all it
thing
is.
one thing for Tatum and so I'll give my few little comments about the game. Number one, what an amazing game by Steph Curry. Um, that was definitely a top 10 of all time performance. As far as solidifying himself into that conversation. Which again for me, I already have him 10, but yeah, he's just great, outstanding. Um, a few things about the game. Number one, I really need Ime Udoka to be more versatile with his rotations. And so what I mean by that is um, you've seen that Tatum has been struggling in this series. And in the first quarter, he comes out, he hits a three. Then he gets to the free throw line. I think he misses either one or two of them, but then he gets a layup. Then he hits another three. And the usual rotation for the Celtics right now is that Tatum comes out first. He's the first sub to bring Derek White in. And I feel like I think that second three, he kind of like yelled to the crowd, like, let him keep going. Like, he's been struggling. You see that he's hit a couple of shots. He's getting his confidence up. Let him finish that quarter. That's number one. Number two, great game by Wiggins. Um, he's been outstanding on defense. He was especially great in that fourth quarter with he had a couple of critical offensive rebounds, put it back up. kind of kept the Warriors in the game. But as far as Tatum offensively, I believe that what really hurts the Celtics is that he's one of, if not their best ball handler. And I feel like Brad Stevens did not use him as much as far as bringing the ball up the court. And I feel like they should have situations where he's catching the ball in a scoring position already, not having to dribble, or you know. And the Warriors are kind of picking him up, kind of not full court, but maybe three quarters court. So he's having to dribble the ball up. There's no real true point on the Celtics, and that's to me a great explanation on why they struggle um, in those tight game situations late in the game. They don't really have anybody that gets them into any great sets. Marcus Smart doesn't really do it, and so then they do revert to a lot of isolation. But even then, like I said, I would like to see Tatum um, catching the ball closer to the basket. Um, that helps scores. Even when Lowe said like he's doing his best Kobe or T Mac impression, Kobe still a lot of the times caught the ball in the mid post. Same with T Mac. I think Tatum does a
Tatum
lot
isn't as good of
more.
a post scorer though.
But what I'm saying is, you don't just because you catch it in the mid post doesn't mean you're posting up. You can face up, jab, shoot. Like
I
that's
mean,
not.
I can argue that's when Tatum's almost at his worst. Like even like just at that mid range area, I just feel like he plays from ass right there all the time. So
Well,
I
he's
don't know.
playing. He's playing bad from there right now. But I'm saying, I think the game wears on him. I don't think he's used to being a primary ball for 40 minutes of a game. And so when you get late into the game, you play 42, 44 minutes, those those shots are not going to be of high quality. So I
I
just
I also think that something, because I think it's not only that. I think that Tatum also just isn't accustomed to playing this deep in the playoffs as a number one option, especially in against a team that is as well versed as the Warriors are. And we saw it as well with the Celtics, where excuse me, with the Miami Heat, where he'll have a game where he shoots great, couple games, then game three he's shooting horrible. Then the next game a little bit better. Next game he's bad, and he's
I, I
not.
mean, I think like, I'll let you get back to your point, but
Yeah,
like, I don't think it's as, I don't think it's like as simple as like, or maybe not simple or as complicated as the farther he gets into the playoffs, like the less effective he's gonna be. Like, I don't think like that's a situation you're seeing. I just think it's kind of like, well, he's a guy who's never really been like Tatum's never really been a good finisher for like his career, right? Like, he's always been a pretty subpar finisher
yes,
relative
and
to
right
like,
now he is going to the cup so soft,
so
like
yeah,
he is
so
going
soft. I
so
know.
soft right
I was
now.
just about to say that. Like, and every time he's going to the rim, he's kind of like he's getting bumped off his spots. He's like, notice like when Tatum's finishing, it's always at the front of the rim, typically because he's getting bumped off of his spots and he isn't able to get all the way to the rim. Like, he's
Yeah,
never really been a good finisher to begin with, and because like the Warriors are like giving him that much space to get there, he's not able to capitalize off of it. He's never combined with the fact that he's also just not a good mid-range shooter. He hasn't been his entire career, right? You get to the point where you're having these games where he's scoring so inefficiently and ineffectively from the 2-point range that he's bailing the Warriors out from constantly over helping on his shots. And like the passing's been cool, but like he's not able to score within the 3-point line consistently. So he's not able to really draw defenses in the way you need your best player to in order like that. That's why like when Jalen Brown has the ball, you typically see him attracting a bit more attention, at least on the ball. Like weak side, it's typically it's helping a lot more, and the corners is typically more open when Jalen Brown's going downhill as opposed to Jason Tatum. So,
Do you credit that
Not
to
to mention he's just a better driver.
Do you credit
well,
that
yeah,
to
that's what I'm
Wiggins in the
saying. Yeah.
defense? Like, because I ain't gonna lie, like, there's been times where it seems as if like Tatum had like there was one like for instance in that fourth quarter, Bielitsa was on the court, and in my mind I was like, okay, multiple times you had to switch on Bielitsa. It'd be a dumb turnover by Brown. I think Tatum had a turnover too, and it's like as much as the defense that the Warriors are playing is good, it's Wiggins is doing an exceptional job on Tatum. Tatum is missing shots, but there's also shots that he's missing where it's like, bruh, you can make the like getting to the rim, and like there are multiple times getting. And I don't know if it's just like I don't know, it's inconsistency, of course, but like I know the defense is not. It's not just a mirage. It's there, but at the end of the day, I hate to be that cliche guy, but these are shots that you just got to hit in these moments, bro. Like I'm amazed by it because if he's hitting his shots, at times he's a good facilitator. If he lowers his turnovers and he hits those shots, they are up 3-1. Arguably, probably win the series.
And
But
for me, like a lot of y'all are saying that he's bailing them out by taking jumpers. I think maybe cutting out the mid range jumpers, yes, but for whatever reason, if you look at his numbers, he's shooting like 44, 45% from three this series, and he's not even going to that that step back three ball as much as like if you're struggling with the mid range shot and finishing at the basket, but you're actually hitting your threes, I don't know why he doesn't go, go Luca, go James, where that is right now your main shot because he's hitting the threes right now.
But
I'm
even the
sorry.
threes, is off and on because he'll have a game. And I just think that Tatum should just stop shooting niggas. Like I just and stop falling in love with it.
Those fadeaways that he keeps shooting, bro, like they're almost
It's not.
certainly a brick, man.
If
It
you're
always, it always,
But-
always is a brick.
And what's crazy is I'm looking back at the shot selection right now on Tatum to try to figure out like maybe he's shooting these to try to like bail out, like not bail out, excuse me. He's shooting these because he's trying to like well, there's times where I think like LeBron or KD will shoot shots, and I think this is a difference between a top 10 player and a non-top 10 player, where they're shooting these middies just to kind of feel out to figure out what the defense is giving them, and like you kind of assess the defense, you see where the help is coming, and you kind of know you're gonna have to only get in these spots. But Tatum isn't doing it. Tatum is like actively trying to get to these spots in the mid-range area, regardless of who's defending him. And like the nigga is just like trying his hardest to just be fucking Kobe. And I think that I think he's not only doing himself a disservice. Well, let me take that back. I think he's not only doing his team a disservice, but I think he's doing himself a massive disservice by making it just harder for him to score. And I just don't understand why that is. The 3-point shooting is, yeah, I agree to some extent. Like today, he shot 50% from three, but we got to put in context that it's still been up and down. Game one, he was horrible from three. Game two, he was good. Game three, he was horrible from three. Now in game four, he's good again. So it's like it's the other way around. Game one, he shot 20% from three. Game two, 66% from three. Game three, horrible from three. And now we're back in game four where he's shooting better from three. So it's like, it kind of, I mean, even the 3-point shooting is spotty. They can't really rely on that. But it's almost as if like he just thinks that he's somebody that he's not. He has times where he's seeing Bielitsa on these switches or coming with the help, and instead of him like just beating him off the dribble and getting to the basket, because I don't believe he's that fucking slow. He's like sitting there playing with this nigga, thinking like this nigga's in the middle of a goddamn and one game. I'm like, nigga, if you don't fucking get to the basket, nigga, what are you doing right now? And everybody else, when he does that, as soon as he does that, it's just what you call it. It just fucks up the entire offense. And yeah, well, but we've been saying the same thing about Tatum, and it's why a lot of people have concerns with him, as well as him just being supposedly a top 10 player or the best player on the championship team. He's just not that guy. That shot is another shot where I think he took Kevin Looney off the basket. Excuse me. He took Kevin Looney off the dribble at the end of the second and got to the basket. The very next play he has Wiggins. And I don't know if he feels like he can't just beat Wiggins off the dribble. He can't get to an easy basket. But this nigga took like the Kawhi 3-pointer in the corner. And I'm like, nigga, who do you think you are? Like, who
Yeah, that
are
was a
you?
very dumb shot. That was a very stupid shot. I
I
think
was like,
that was the end of the quarter. Yeah, but that was
even with it being into the quarter,
yeah, it was dumb.
he
It
could have
it
done
was a bad
so
shot.
many things.
Yeah.
He faded off to the corner to do a hop step into a 3-point. I'm like, nigga, who are you, nigga? Like, what are you
Maybe
doing right now,
maybe
bro?
we need to start having a conversation about Jason Tatum having a low basketball
Nah,
IQ.
nah.
I
But
think
yeah,
really
I don't
the
know.
Celtics offense has been it's been very like iffy. Like when like I think Real Talk said it earlier, when Marcus Smart is trying to shoot and he's not really trying to facilitate, it gets too like stuck. Like when you have Derek White taking 12 shots, I think the offense just isn't starting. Like it's just they're waiting on Jaylen Brown to drive, they're waiting on Tatum to hit a tough shot, and it's not really getting them anywhere. And then Marcus Smart starts jacking up threes because he thinks he needs to, instead of just moving the ball around. Where I mean, I understand Al Horford was a little cold this game, but Al Horford needs more shots than Derek White.
Al
right.
Horford needs to remember that he's a basketball player. Like this is so frustrating to where, especially, I understand that you've adjusted your game to the new era. Big men are shooting threes, like, but bro, if you have Steph Curry on you, if you have Gary Payton II on you, if you have Klay Thompson on you, get on the block
Yeah, I think all his shots
and
were.
throw a hook shot, bruh. It'll be okay. Like that's what you came into the league doing anyway. You could hit biddies and you could post up a little bit. Be a basketball player. Like they shouldn't be guarding you, bro. Like
Oh,
If
they,
also
you're a
one
top
thing.
10 player, if you're a top 10 player, a superstar player, a player of this caliber, like you can't be. Your team has to rely on you on offensive
Yo, is his mic
stuff.
cooked for anybody else but
Yeah,
me?
your
That's
mic
mine.
is a little muffled, bro.
Yeah, I was trying to just let him rock, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
it's a
Oh,
Listen,
little
I
is
muffled.
it
liked
better?
what Steve Kerr was doing in this game. Like I feel like every opportunity he had, he was like switching up the lineup. Whether it was the best lineup for the time or not, it was just throwing something new out there. And I think that also attributed to like throwing the Celtics off their game a lot because like every time they would look over, is a different player in the court. And they're like, what the fuck? So I think that
He
also helped too.
he
I
looked
like
even killed.
that.
He looked even killed today. There was points where I was like, why isn't Kerr like up on the floor like necessarily coaching? But it seemed as if like he just trusted his guys today. It was
oh, do y'all think? Quick question for the panel. And I'm in particular want to hear Ash and Lowe. Like, what do the Warriors do with Draymond? Because
Bring
like
him off the
he
bench.
Yeah, you gonna have to.
But do you think they're going to bench
No,
him?
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
say bring him off the
I do
bench, but
think,
less minutes. Sure.
yeah, less minutes because he is right now like. And what's unbelievable, I saw a tweet um about that 2016 series Game 7, and Draymond had 32 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. And I'm thinking like, bro, the fact that he doesn't even look at the basket, like it is
Yeah, it's
I mean,
very
if we gonna
worrisome.
really
Yeah,
talk about
Unless
it,
he's
like
rolling or
that's the Robert Williams effect, ain't it? Because Bam did the same thing. Like Robert Williams is like Draymond said, erasing his team mistakes. Like when Marcus Smart gets beat or Derrick White gets beat, or whoever gets beat, like it always seems like he's there at the right time, swatting shots away. He did it to Steph Curry a lot in the first half. He just makes it harder to score, and especially with someone with Draymond who doesn't have the shooting repertoire, or like really that's not his game. It's harder for him to get at the rim baskets with a rim deterrent and a shot blocker like Robert Williams in the
I
paint.
mean,
but
but
yeah,
he's
Just
been
by him
he's
getting
been he's been playing like he hasn't been scoring. This is not just for like the Celtics series. Like
but yeah, he used to be a
he's been
scoring
kind of
threat.
playing like this.
well,
Also,
his
there was also
I feel like
his also seemed a little suspect. Like he was like losing the ball a little bit. Like yeah, he's either dealing with something or just something's going on. Maybe age.
yeah. There
Yeah,
was a few
his
times he had that like open floater spot, like it was a bunch of times, and he would just make
Yeah,
a
he missed
dumb
a lot.
pass to like a more contested teammate. Like I don't know. I think like even
But
though
if
he
we're
doesn't
being
train
honest
that,
with
I still
ourselves,
think he got to be a little more aggressive.
but if we're being honest with ourselves, is that not? I mean, that's basically been Draymond for the better part of the last 3 or 4 years now. It's just that
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
when
this
when
ain't
it
just
you're
is.
no
He
Robert Williams thing. Now I feel like you can be
yeah, I don't
that
think it's just a
negative.
Rob Williams thing.
Yeah, you
I
can be
don't.
that negative of an offensive player when the offense contains Steph Curry, Clay, and Kevin Durant. But when they first were good and making the finals like that
yeah, it was
15-16
Draymond.
run, he was a better offensive player those years.
Yes, he was.
yeah,
And
Yeah, he
so
don't
I
need
ever
feel
to
since
like
make.
KD,
But
like
even
he does not look at the basket. Like
But
I don't
Yeah,
even
know.
No,
even
yeah, this series you're not gonna be looking at the basket, but I mean,
but
I
even
feel like
but
many
look,
times he
I
had
just
I
to
think
even
score, but
say
he didn't even try.
in some
It
of
was
those
many times he had
series,
time.
the reason why he looks that good, and this is just coming from somebody who recently watched the 2015 finals, is just because the way they were defending at that time, and that's the reason why two days ago, however long ago it was, I tweeted that maybe just the league just caught up to them because at the time when you're playing a bunch of fucking Tristan Thompson and Mozgovs and just bigs like that, the way that a lot of times they were reacting to defending Curry was just blitzing him hard. And at the time, the concept of Curry dumping it off to his power forward and his power forward having the ability to probe in the lane and make the proper reads, regardless if it's a lob or a kick out to open three, just didn't occur. Now the players, and this I guess is partially Rob Williams, where Rob Williams has the ability to send a hard hedge that is masquerading almost as if like they're blitzing or doubling Curry, but has the ability to still recover. So Draymond doesn't have a clear cut to the basket, so everything isn't as easy. Like it just the league is just better, more versatile defenders. So Draymond doesn't get what he can get, and neither does Curry at times, which is
But
the
there was
reason
one of those
why.
But
years.
isn't the thing is
It was
that you
one of
should be
those
able to
years
adjust
Draymond shot like 38%
as
from
a
three. Like,
But I just think that I think we all know now that 2016 Draymond shooting was probably more of an anomaly than a norm. But even during the 2016 finals, when he did what he did in Game 7, it was still essentially the same thing. They were just doubling or hedging hard Curry or just leaving him open at the top of the key, and he was just making those shots.
Yeah, he's
And
just
but
making them.
even throughout the series before that, like if you go back and rewatch it, bro, he was doing the same thing back then too. Like he would in the games leading up to that Game 7, he was ending games scoring 6, 7, 8, 9 points. Like it was his exact same thing. It's just that at the time his value could be perceived in a higher regard because like he was able to still be a versatile passer and
It's also
collapse the
partly
lane.
because like this was like before like people really knew how to guard Steph, like or like at least like have a set defense against Steph, So like Draymond also like having his best like wide open shooting season ever, like really just kind of made them unstoppable.
I'm
And,
super
and
impressed
even
with just Wiggins right now. Like Wiggins has been amazing for. He stepped up so much more than I expected him to with those like rebounds offensively. It's been crazy,
Yeah,
actually.
it surprised me that he had 14 rebounds.
He's literally
But
playing
the
like
thing
he's
is,
Yeah,
not.
I think he was their second best player tonight on the Warriors.
Honestly, he is
yeah,
amazing.
I
I
think
don't
he's
understand
been their second best player all series long.
yeah, I
fully.
agree.
facts,
I agree.
Yeah,
facts.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
The
but the
fucking
thing is,
effort is crazy. It's
but
crazy
the
from
thing
him.
is, but the thing is with Draymond, as a basketball player, you should be able to adjust to help your team out more. He should be doing way more than what he's doing now. That's just my opinion.
right? Like if you know that your offense will take a hell of a lot better if you can hit a by your damn self three every once in a
Yo,
while. How about you? Like you should.
yo,
Yeah,
You
how are
can
you
just
on a team
accept
with
the
with
fact
some of the
that
two greatest shooters and still didn't
and you
pick up on a
can't make
little
a
bit of
three.
the
That's
shoot?
that's that's
Question
serious.
is though, do you think Draymond's value on defense is enough to kind of
not
what
anymore.
Draymond
No,
ain't
No,
even been a
Not
good
not
defender
anymore.
in this
no,
series.
yeah,
I
because
won't say
I
that.
was feeling
I
that.
won't
Not
say
not
that.
in
or
I
this
at
was
least
feeling
series.
that.
or at least not in
Yeah,
this series, or at
This
least not in the
series for
series.
sure.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
it's
don't think it is as valuable as it
it's
was before
different.
because like Ash is saying, and I think we all kind of agree, the league has just caught up to Draymond to the point where it's like like we got bigs who can switch. We have bigger guards on Curry who can switch and be on you, and on top of that, when they do it like they did it in the last game, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are quick enough to where they can just beat you off the dribble as well, or at least put you in a compromising situation. And also, us having you defend us on the perimeter is still advantageous for us, regardless, because now you can't be a help defender. So like the league has just gotten to a point where is just way more versatile. And Draymond, what that was a benefit of Draymond that he was a versatile player that could provide a lot of things that a team necessarily may not have need the scoring out of him, but he provided practically everything else. But the playmaking isn't going to be there as much because teams have the ability to just collapse much easier. The
Well,
defense
also though
isn't.
they don't have a what made Draymond great also was, as you said, like when they blitz Curry, and then Curry makes that pocket pass to Draymond. They used to have a lob threat at the rim, and right now, especially that they don't have that vertical threat, that really that even hurts his playmaking because he used to be a great lob passer as well.
But
Yeah, JaVale
I
McGee
think
used to
part of
help
that
them out a
comes
lot.
from I think a part of that comes from also still him being a bad offensive player because I think Steve Kerr has came to the conclusion where he can't play him and Looney too many minutes because Looney should just be the lob threat. I mean, unless Wiggins is coming baseline like Iggy used to do. Iggy used to come baseline, draw, cut back door out of the corner, and then anticipate the lob from Draymond. Unless that's what he becomes, which I think Wiggins could be able to do that, but that would really only be the only lob threat. The overarching problem with Draymond is that the league has just caught up to him, and the league is in some capacity really caught up to a lot of things that the Warriors do, which is the reason why I think Klay doesn't have the same impact that he once did, regardless of the injuries. And it's also the reason why it's just blatantly obvious that a lot of teams that have the ability to compete have multiple initiators and multiple playmakers, i.e., Drew Holiday and Giannis, or what's supposed to be fucking Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, where the Warriors just don't have that, and it's just Curry, and it's so alarming when you start to look across the league, and you're like multiple teams have multiple players who can just put the ball in the basket, put the ball on the deck, and create for others. I guess Jordan Poole is supposed to evolve into that, but when they're lacking that, you're supposed to get that from Draymond as well. But Draymond, if the defense is just defending him in a way where it's like, we'll give a fuck, nigga. Just we're gonna leave you at the elbow and you figure it out. Like nigga, figure it out.
Clay's
Yeah,
play style has changed so weird though. I see like watching the game, his dribbling is off the charts right now. I've never seen him dribble this much previously. I just don't understand.
But I think that's the only way that they can really generate all. I don't think they can really go too much in. And this is another reason why Curry's assist in the quote unquote gravity that he generates isn't as high as it once was because Curry's just with the ball in his hand, standing at the top of the key, way more frequently than he normally is. The scoring is up because and man, I don't know this nigga. This nigga Ime, bro. I fuck with Ime, but god damn, bro, you gotta do something.
Yeah, that drop coverage is
Yeah,
not what you do
Drop
on
coverage
Curry.
is crazy.
But then
Niggas are
also
saying that
That drop shit is fucking nuts.
they were
That
saying
the
nigga,
we gotta
size
let
that the
Curry beat
Celtics
us.
have is also the
They
size
said
that the Celtics
yeah,
also have is
the
like
length they
the
have on the perimeter
after
is
game
it's
crazy.
three,
It's
it was
crazy.
yeah.
all let Curry beat us, bro. Curry can't beat us by himself. And then in
He
game
can't.
four,
Tonight he did.
Hey,
He
but
can't.
in
Tonight he
games like
did.
hey,
tonight, I guess
hey,
that nigga can't.
man, like
Yeah,
Low,
what?
he
shut
beat the shit
up.
out of them.
Low, shut up. Thank you. I wanted to let Trey talk because he's a Celtics fan. He hasn't gotten a chance to talk,
Oh
so I need that
damn.
nigga to speak.
The Celtics was cheating tonight. I'm sorry. They were cheating. The refs was
Trey,
wild, man.
unmute, nigga. Unmute, Trey. Where are you, nigga? Where did you just go?
Is
I'm
he
in
He
the,
here?
didn't
I'm
like that you
playing
just
team up,
exposed
nigga
him
mode.
as a.
What you want
Trey,
me to
then
be?
Trey, then hop off, team up, and talk
What's
about
up? What's
how
up? What's up? What
mad
you want
you
me to
are.
say? What you want me to say, nigga?
I
You
want you to
lost,
talk about how trash your team is, nigga.
my nigga. My team
Mm.
not trash, and also you a pussy, my nigga. You only switched up because Charlize said some shit. She a Warriors fan. Don't let me expose your ass, nigga.
Nigga, NMZ is in
Nah,
here.
nigga.
Whoa!
Okay. I'm not letting this shit slide,
Oh,
bro.
this nigga, this nigga
Yeah,
muted
there's
him.
no way, bro. Niggas is talking to me like this.
Whoa, this nigga
NMZ,
name drop.
NMZ, NMZ is literally in here, bro. Me and him were both saying I don't know if NMZ left because I can't see him
NFZ's
for
not
some
in
reason.
here.
No, NMZ's saying he's in here, but like we can't see him. It's like Twitter's doing their stupid glitch thing.
Oh.
But regardless, you can go ask NMZ. We was in VC together saying that the Warriors would win this series. But I was just in there trolling. Nigga, you know
Oh
I'm a
shit! Hold on.
troll.
I think. Hold on. Let me bring up Charlize right now. Actually.
Bro, oh my god, bro. Now I'm about to get trolled even
This all
more.
turned into 11
Nigga, this
NBA
is
I'm about
spaces.
to get
crazy.
trolled even
This is
more, bro.
Charlize
I'm
crazy.
called
gonna
you a
I'm gonna
pussy and you
have
did
to
not
drop this.
Love
respond,
and
I'm gonna have
nigga.
to
NBA
drop this
spaces.
Not a
content.
This is
man. Charlize called you a
nasty.
pussy and you did not
Where's
respond, nigga.
NMZ,
Don't
bro?
make me
Where's
show
God.
these
NMZ?
messages, nigga. She called you pussy, nigga, and you did
You
not say
got
shit.
it, bro. You
You a
got it.
simp,
I'm
nigga.
might
You're
have
a
talking
simp.
me like
You
this.
got
I
it.
ain't gonna
You
lie.
got
I
it.
ain't gonna lie. Ash on me for like 100 though.
Yeah, bro.
I
What,
wouldn't let
nigga?
him talk to
Trey,
me
why
that
are
way.
you
No,
saying my
that's
Just
name on
me.
Spaces, Trey?
I would have let him talk to me that
oh
Take your
wow.
L's
Charlize, get your
nicely.
fraud ass
Take
on
your
somewhere,
L's
nigga. I haven't even been
silently.
talking shit
Oh
about the Warriors.
wow.
Nigga, just because you got a sexualization with Klay Thompson does not mean he played good, nigga.
Bro, you
He had a good
sexualized
fourth quarter,
Tatum and you
nigga.
still
You
couldn't
weird
get a
ass nigga.
win.
Nigga, Tatum play like shit too,
Right,
nigga. My
and you're
team
still
suck.
on your knees for
I've been,
him.
nigga. I've been
And you're still
saying,
on your
nigga. I have been
knees.
saying,
And you're
nigga.
still on your
I said the
knees.
whole day I expect us to
Oh
lose,
my
nigga. The only one
God, and you're still
you
on your
got knees,
knees.
bro. You got knee burns because
He
you be
over
on
there.
knees for all these
How do you
random
take
niggas got
my joke and
1,600
make it
NBA
worse?
crushes.
I don't know, baby.
Nigga.
You have a Tatum
Like,
profile
what the
picture.
fuck?
Stop.
Oh, you have Klay Thompson in your fucking
I
wall, my
made
nigga.
when
What
I
we
was
talking
11.
about?
What's your
Oh
excuse?
damn.
You have Klay Thompson in your fucking Twitter name, nigga. What we
Right,
talking about?
right.
Clay Lease, nigga. You're not that nigga
Right.
do not know you.
This is
Right.
not advanced in the black community.
Ben Simmons do not know you.
It's not, man. Hey, yo, in all
At all.
honesty,
That was a
like
good game though.
Yeah,
it was
it was
the
a
point.
definitely good
It
game.
was an amazing game. That was an amazing game. Facts.
The point I was making up before we went into this diatribe. Yo, this nigga Ime has to. He gonna have to like, bro. The drop cover shit is just not working. I don't know what the fuck to tell you, bro.
Yeah, I
And
don't
like
know.
the
But
only
that's what's
reason why
making Draymond
I think it's
and
just them
Devon
being
Looney, and that's
undisciplined.
what's like
Nah,
having
bruh.
them
Steve
like
Kerr
not having
finally
enough
bit the
drives.
bullet and sat Draymond on the bench for offense, and the Warriors thrived. So,
But
hey.
we'll see how often well, we'll see. I don't know if they're brave enough to consistently do
Bro,
that,
they did it to win a
knowing.
game. That's brave. That's where the most guts are
Yeah,
at
that's one game,
when the game is
Charlize.
on the line.
We have three
So
more
I
to
don't know
go.
what you're
We have
talking
three
about.
more to go. So we don't know if they're gonna bench a three-time champion and somebody that's been a part of the core.
Did I say bench him? I said bench
Honestly,
him
y'all,
during
y'all,
key
do, y- do
I
possessions.
don't
y'all
know,
What are you
expect?
talking
but to
about?
be
Wait,
honest with you,
do
I don't
y'all
even know
expect
if
to win next game? Like,
Yes.
so y'all
I
expect us to go
I
down?
expect them to
just
win next game too.
We haven't lost 2 games in a row since
Bro,
January
you telling
31st.
me stuff I don't care about. You asked
Neither
me, do
have
I
the
Okay,
expect to win?
Warriors.
Yes,
okay,
I expect
okay.
to win.
That's gonna be crazy if
Okay.
y'all niggas lose.
It will be crazy because if we lose 2 games in a row, we don't win this series. But I don't think we'll lose 2 games in a row. I honestly think this can go to 7 now. At first, I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna be
I
Celtics in
think it's gonna
6,
be
but I
7
think this
too.
goes to 7. I don't see us losing in San Francisco. It's the same way I didn't really expect the Warriors to lose because one, it was a do or die game. If they lost, it was gonna be the end of the series. Plus, they're also undefeated going
We not
back
losing
to back
another game
losses.
at home,
So
Trey.
I don't see us losing. I mean, bro, like I don't think we're going to be 8-1 in back to back losses.
Nigga, that
Facts.
shot that
Like
Curry
It,
hit
I don't
on
think that's
Derek White. That shot that
yeah,
Curry hit on Derek White was
Let's
fucking
talk
shit
about
was
how Steph should have had
nasty.
4-point plays. Didn't
that
didn't
Yeah,
time.
he?
That
Didn't
time
Oh
get
where
him?
yeah,
Tatum
yeah. When
went
No.
out
Tatum
on him.
pushed him,
Now,
he
Bro,
literally,
he
did
was
Tatum
y'all
dead
already
ass
talk
pushed
about
him.
how this is Steph Curry's best playoff performance, like in best
Yeah,
finals run
yeah,
already?
we
Yeah.
addressed
Ah,
that.
dang, I missed it. Well,
But
I
I
mean,
still
Did he
you
have
can say what
47
you want to
against?
say.
Did he have 47 against the Raptors, money?
it was on worse
nah, but
efficiency.
It
yeah, but
wasn't
that
as
nah,
was
but
bad
that
hold
was
as
on.
when
The
they were
47
difference is
playing
against
every
box and
shot in
Brooklyn.
this
one,
game,
and it
That
was
nigga
just
was
him.
every
got
shot
touched.
in this game was 99% smothered for 2K Lingo, if I may use that.
I feel
Bruh.
you. I feel
It
you.
Lo,
was
how
I
you
understand
just
why
try
y'all
to
saying this
check
is the
your
best
way
game.
to an efficient 47? That's
That is
crazy.
crazy, bro. The
I
Warriors
mean, just because
played.
you're making them
That's
don't mean
The
you're not
Warriors
crazy.
were
checking. Just
garbage
because
And
you're
this
Steph,
making
game.
them don't
Steph
mean
had
you didn't
10
check.
rebounds, bro. You can't
The
tell me
Warriors were
anything.
garbage this game, man. They escaped with that win. That's an all-time playoff performance.
Yeah,
I'm so glad I
What?
witnessed that live. That's insane.
honestly, if next game Draymond just provides some sort of offense, like he made plays in the second half, but if he can make plays consistently throughout the game and score, 5 points, I
Nah, are we
think the
gonna
Warriors might have
we
it
Nah,
gonna
that nigga need to
wrapped up.
score more than five
wait, I
points.
love
That nigga.
Draymond. No,
Well,
no,
no,
no.
but he didn't score at all. That's what
Wait,
I'm
wait,
saying. If
wait.
he
Yeah.
could
Time
just
out.
do
I
something.
love Draymond, but this man actually went Ben Simmons mode in the game. Like he had a putback layup and he just kicked it out to be elite
Yeah,
status.
Game.
that was crazy.
Oh
Game.
yeah, there were a
You
couple. There
mean
were a couple
game.
of. There were a couple of times where Draymond just was unsure of himself, but that was also after he had missed so many
Nah, it
ones
was
that we
after
see
he
him
got.
make all
I
the
think
time.
once he got blocked from Horford, like he was. I don't think he expected to get blocked by Horford under the basket.
That was it. That
Are
was
we
it.
exposing Ash?
Hey.
Alright, I'm getting really sick and tired of you niggas. Shut the fuck up. I ain't even do nothing for real, bro. A nigga just always trying to hate on Ash, bro. Whenever they get the chance
I just
to
asked the
hate on me.
question.
No,
I just
shut
asked
up,
the
nigga.
question.
Shut
I just
up.
asked the
I
question.
ain't do nothing. I ain't say nothing. I said Warriors in 7, bro. Lo, we was on spaces. You can go find it. And when I said I still think the Warriors are gonna win that
No. I'm
series
not.
after game one.
I'm not
No,
talking about
shut
that.
up, Lo.
I'm
Shut
not
up.
talking about that.
Always be trying to start stuff, bro.
I think
I'm.
it's okay. Like
That's why I don't like you black
I.
folks.
I just think it was a great basketball game that we witnessed tonight, guys. I think we should focus on the game.
Exactly. Here you
Look,
gonna go,
man.
bro, trying to like start stuff that ain't there, bro. Like,
Look, man.
why you
Ash.
always trying to bring another black man
There's
down,
too
bro?
many. It's too many people in here, so I won't do it.
What?
I won't do it.
Do what? What are you
Hey, man.
talking about?
There's just too many people
What?
in here.
Do what?
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, you
Nah,
got
Trey,
it, bro.
you're
You
sick
got
for
it.
that, Trey. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm sick for what? This nigga tried to get on my ass, talking about my team suck and all this other bullshit. Nigga,
Your
before the shit
team.
started,
You
you
had to
been
get all
flip flopping, my
personal.
nigga. You been flip flopping, my nigga. You been flip flopping, Ash. Let's be real.
What are you talking about?
It was
What
me,
are
you, and
talking
Sharon.
about?
It was me, you, and Sharon that space, nigga. You been flip
When?
flopping on Discord, nigga.
When?
Before
Why
the
are you
series started.
lying?
Tatum has
No,
the
you're
Before the
basketball
series
IQ of
lying.
started.
Kuzma.
You're
I ain't gonna
lying,
lie.
Trey.
The
You're
more I think
lying.
about
Nigga,
it.
He
we
said
were
he has the
talking
best
about how the
basketball
Celtics
Trey,
gonna
why
play
do you
defense.
just lie whenever you see a
We can't
large
hear
amount
you.
of
Ash, I'm
people in your
not lying,
presence?
bro.
You're lying. You're lying.
Who has a better
Damn.
basketball IQ, Kuzma or Tatum? Honest
See,
question.
and I
Bro,
was saying Tatum had a low
Yeah,
IQ.
relax,
bro.
relax,
It's
Tatum.
it's
Come on,
kind of
I'm
man.
telling
it's
you.
kind
But
of
yeah, Beige
undeniable.
Mamba is not winning the
Watch
Finals
this. Watch
MVP.
the
Yeah,
next
that's
That was
game.
true.
actually disrespectful.
Watch the next game and just look at Tatum out there. I'm telling you, he does not have that good of a basketball IQ. He's
It's
just a
not
good hooper. That's
great,
all.
but he doesn't have the passing mentality. They're asking him to pass the ball, and that's just not what he's been doing for the past few years. That's kind of why they didn't
But if
when
you're
they
not scoring, why the fuck wouldn't you pass the ball? Like that's just him once again having a low IQ. Like what?
well yeah, but I mean he's also not going to make the best pass either. Like we've seen he has what 6 assists and 6 turnovers. Like we've seen him pass the ball, but usually
I
it's
mean,
when
but
he's trying to pass first
at
instead of
least give
score
that
first.
threat of you like passing the ball. Like it's still better than like them coming over to help and they just know you're not gonna pass the
Yeah,
ball.
I
That's
agree
all.
with what he's saying. Tatum makes up his mind before, uh, like when he gets the ball, he makes up his mind if he's going to shoot or pass. Really.
All right, since Ash don't want to
Man,
talk about it, I'll end the
what?
stories.
Talk about it. Talk about what?
No, it's
Talk
fine, man.
about what?
There's too many people in this place, man. Come on,
What are
man.
you talking about? What are you talking about?
This is not the first
Please,
time.
no, say
Bro,
it,
Ash, you
Lo.
sound like
Say it.
Berleezy. You sound
I
like
was just
Berleezy,
about
Yo,
to
okay?
he
say
low key do.
that.
You
Yeah,
sound
he sound.
like
Yeah, he
He's
sound
like,
like
I'm
Berleezy.
Berleezy.
not
Yeah,
What?
watching
yeah.
this.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not.
like, you're trying to lie, bro, and trying to say something that
Y'all,
isn't
y'all,
true,
hold
bro.
off my man Ash, man.
And that's what
Oh,
I'm
What is
is
this
that?
saying,
Is
slander I'm
bro.
hearing, man?
wait? Is his name Trey?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trey.
what's up? What's
Yeah,
up, bro?
Trey.
What's up?
Look, you don't
Trey's just
even
not
know
the
who you
first. Trey's not the first person to bring up what he brought up. That's all I gotta
bring
say.
up.
Wait,
What
somebody
I'm
else said
what?
Okay,
that?
come on, come on. Let's
What?
start. Okay, if y'all
What are
gonna
you
say it,
talking?
just say it. If y'all gonna
Bro,
keep
why
bringing
are
it
Nah,
up,
it's
Wait,
cool.
you
It's cool.
somebody
lying,
else said that
bro?
come
on the
on, man.
space?
Nah, I'm
What,
gonna end it. I'm
bro?
gonna end it. I'm gonna end it.
Hey,
It's cool.
Ash,
Bro,
Ash, you was
bro,
a
what are you
fraud, nigga.
talking
You're a
about?
fraud, bro.
What are
You're a
you
fraud.
talking about?
I'm a,
Why are
hey,
you
hey, when I
lying
see you,
like
it's up,
this?
nigga. When I see you, I'm hitting you with the
What do you,
Glock Dookie,
what's
nigga.
up?
When I
What?
see you, I'm hitting you with the Glock
Nigga, you
Dookie,
were on
fuck
Twitter
nigga.
Instead of
Spaces.
Glock.
Lo, bro, Lo, how can you allow this stupid ass shit to
In
Yeah,
take
all
yeah,
place,
yeah.
seriousness,
bro?
I hope
Hey,
all
I'm
Like,
gonna
y'all
hit
were
this
you
is
in
with a
the
what I be
Glock
space
talking
Dookie,
when
Niggas
I
is
fuck
about.
said
still
ass
Warriors.
nigga.
beefing on it.
This what I be talking about when I be calling your bitch as a coon on this fucking app, nigga. All you be trying to do is hit on your fellow black folk, bro. What is wrong with you? You a coon ass, hating ass nigga. You need to get out this fucking app. You ain't no shit, nigga. You a pussy. I hate
Why it
niggas
sound
like
like you
you
about to
for real,
cry?
bro.
What's going on?
Cause I hate niggas like you. You always trying to lie on my name, bro.
I'm
Like
not
I can't be. Yes,
lying.
you are.
This is
Yes,
this
you
this is not the
are.
first. I'm telling you, this is
What
not
are
the
you
first time.
talking about? No, you're lying.
Wait,
I've never
wait,
done
Lo,
this.
did Eli say something?
Sadly, he did.
What are
I
you
already
talking?
knew it.
Eli
I
is
already
even
Niggas
knew
ought to
in
it.
be
this
ashamed of
space. What are you talking about?
Eli finna give us every stat in the book
What are
this
you?
game.
All right, wait. I gotta
If you flip flopping, you
listen.
flip flopping,
Listen.
my brother.
All right. You got it, man.
Bro,
Niggas wanna come on. Niggas wanna come here,
bro,
and just lie on
this
my
nigga
name,
before
man.
the series started, it's me and Sharon in the
When?
Discord, right, folks? This
What?
nigga talking about some.
That
I got the
never
Celtics.
happened.
I don't want to see the Warriors win, right? He was
What?
obviously on the Celtics side. Game by
What?
game, this
Hey, yo,
nigga
shut
keep
the.
flip
Hey,
flopping.
yo, hey,
You's
yo,
a
hey.
Ash
That
fraud,
nigga
said
nigga.
Ash,
he picked the
that nigga
Warriors.
What
Ash
are
is
you
definitely
talking
rooting
about?
for the Celtics, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, bro.
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
god,
let.
this
I'm
nigga
not
Eli's
gonna
in
let these
here.
niggas. I'm not gonna let these
Yo,
niggas
Eli
come up
being in
here
here is
and
crazy,
lie,
man. That's
bro.
crazy. That's
I'm
crazy.
not gonna let people come up here and lie on my name, bro. I never said these things. These allegations are false. They're
Eli about to come up
false.
here. Yo, Eli about to
They're
come in here and
false. They're
really
false.
expose you, bro.
What do you mean
Listen,
exposing?
I
What
don't
are
give
You
they
a.
such
I
a
don't. I
bitch,
don't give a.
nigga. Why you finna
I don't give
cry?
a.
You
Wait, wait,
got
wait,
it,
wait,
man.
wait, wait.
You
Listen,
got
listen,
it.
listen. I don't give a fuck about Asher. I just want to say that nigga with the with the green hair that be wearing number 36 that be mocking LeBron for his finals record, nigga. That nigga better than that nigga wearing number 7, bro. I don't get no fucks, bro. Stop dick sucking that acting.
Better
Stop
than
Oh my
treating
Durant or
stop
what?
treating that
Whoa,
little
are
nigga
Or
you
like
Brown?
trying
he
to
Oh,
ML.
you're
say
talking about
Malky
Brown.
Wait,
better
Stop
than
did you
Grant?
treating
Okay,
say
right now.
Jalen
Stop
Brown
treating
DJ
better
that
than
little
Smart
nigga
is
like
better
Grant.
he
than Brown?
MLK, bro. Stop
Damn.
treating that little nigga like he Malcolm X, bro. I don't give no fuck about that little nigga,
Oh
bro.
my
That
god,
is
you're
not him.
crazy.
He is not him.
Malcolm
That
X is
nigga,
crazy.
Draymond,
that
I
nigga,
mean,
Ash,
Jalen
you're
Brown's
such a
finals
fraud,
MVP,
nigga.
bro.
You're
that
such a
nigga's
Marcus
had
fraud.
Smart is
two good
kind of the
quarters
reason
in
they
3
lost this
games,
game.
and I'm supposed to believe that he's finals MVP. What? What?
I mean,
Now,
if
yeah,
the
He's
Celtics
yeah,
win
but
the
that
finals
was
MVP,
that
right?
was against
Yeah.
that was while they were winning. They were up in the series with the
Who?
series
Yeah,
tied now.
I don't give a fuck, bro. The nigga had 2 good quarters and 2
I'm telling you right now, bro. If they win the game, if they
Nah,
win
I'm
this
gassing
series,
it. I'm gassing it.
I'm about to say if they win this
He wasn't
series,
even
he's
he
gonna win
wasn't even
Finals
really
MVP.
that bad,
Yeah, it's
bro.
him or Williams though.
He wasn't even really that
Really.
bad. He was doing good, but I think that this was, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of sad that the Celtics lost cuz this would have
Yeah,
been
they
the best
sold.
this would have been the best example of like a Marcus Smart game, bro, cuz that nigga was
That,
fucking crazy
what was he
defensively, bro.
doing, bro? He was out there selling, man. See,
What
this
are you
what I be
talking
talking
about?
about.
Okay,
What?
here's
This what I be
He
talking
was
about,
listen.
hitting
bro.
Wait,
annoying clutch shots,
can
bro.
we
This
talk
what I be
about? Wait. Can we talk about how
Was he
Jalen
their
Brown?
last
Wait.
basket?
Hold on, Eli. I think Jalen Brown might flop more than Marcus Smart. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's
I'm
not
not even
flopping.
gonna lie.
He
No.
just has
Jalen
Jalen
Brown be
Brown be
turning the
flopping
ball
on
over like a
screens.
he
motherfucker.
Every
just
time
has
a
really
screen
Nah,
comes
weird
not
by,
more than
violations.
Marcus Smart. Nah, that's
I
crazy.
don't think it's flopping. He just has like
there's
really
no way you don't
weird
think he's flopping.
appendix. No, he just moves kind of
Flops
awkwardly,
No,
like
the
it's
man's
sometimes.
whole
funky.
neck flies back. Stop.
All right, relax.
You're
He
gassing it.
be
You're gassing
These
it.
More than Marcus
Warriors
Smart.
illegal screens
Nah, it's
He
not.
he be
It's
are
not
getting
more.
the tough
No.
shots. He getting
I
the
don't
tough
want to hear
shots.
about illegal screens. This nigga Jalen Brown kept fucking pushing Clay into the fucking screen. Man,
Yo,
stop it.
nigga just can't guard him, bro. Let's be
Bro,
serious.
wait. Clay was
What?
locking that nigga up in the fourth. Stop it.
I
So
mean,
so
I
Clay
could lock
was
that
Clay
nigga up
was
That was
too.
a team effort. Clay cannot stand in front of
Clay
Brown. Come
locked that
on.
nigga
Oh
up in
my
the
god,
fourth
Yeah,
Clay
you
quarter.
cannot
put
stand
me.
in front of
Wait,
Brown.
wait
Come
for the
on.
Shut up. He was
You
in
put
front of
me
him
on that
all
nigga
fourth
JB.
quarter.
I'm forcing that nigga left.
are we
All
hold
right,
on.
That
so
nigga
since
Are we
ass,
going
bro.
are
I'm
we going
chilling. I'm
to
chilling.
recognize the fact that Clay isn't the same player that he used to be?
Yeah, shut
That's
up.
We
fine.
say that every space, bro.
but
Like,
that
please
but
shut
Bro,
up.
but
Obviously,
we
nigga.
say
What?
you know what's so crazy? We
Nah, the
say that.
nigga's been inconsistent.
Niggas
I don't
say
think
that
Yeah,
you
and
guys
then
ever
slander
watched.
he's
him.
been
Like that don't make no
inconsistent.
I
sense.
don't think you guys have
Man.
ever watched
Niggas
Clay Thompson.
niggas will
No.
say
Eli, hold on. Hold on.
okay,
This nigga
Charlize.
Clay would have dropped. No. Hold on. This
Nigga
nigga Clay
submissive.
would in the finals. Shut up. This
Yo,
nigga
you on
Clay.
my dick.
Oh my god.
You are on my dick,
Shut up.
bruh.
This nigga Clay in the finals would drop 34 and the next game have 11 points. Like,
You
this is
wouldn't
not a
play
joke.
shitty
This nigga
Has
defense.
always
he
does
had
this.
30?
Damn, Eli, you really shut up like that? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Eli, you
listen.
really gonna listen like a
Wait,
fucking motherfucker?
wait. Ass.
Yeah,
I
me
know you're not the
personally.
nigga who told her you would kiss her feet. Come
Oh,
on.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
okay, I
Look
gotta
at
go.
this.
whoa,
I gotta go. I gotta go.
whoa,
I gotta go.
Low,
I
dude,
gotta go. I gotta
this
go.
nigga
whoa,
I gotta go. I gotta
Low,
go. I
lie
gotta
on me,
go.
bro.
I
Low,
gotta go. I gotta go.
Low,
Yo,
do
that
you see
nigga
it, bro?
said
That
that
he
and you said absolutely
low,
nothing.
low, bro. Do you
Why did
see
he
it?
say that?
You see the
Why
way
did
these
he,
niggas be trying to lie on me, bro? When have
why
I
did he
ever
say that?
seen?
You didn't even
Why?
say anything. You didn't say nothing.
Why did he just lie like that, bro?
No, you
What
didn't
is
even say a
wrong with
single
him,
thing.
bro?
And
Wait,
this
what did
nigga,
Eli just say? What did Eli
No,
say?
bro. Eli, bro. What
Nah,
is
the
wrong with
slander
him,
on
What
this
Every
did
bro?
I
app.
Eli
promise
This
say?
is
every
Eli,
day
this
on
is
this
I've
app.
never
Wait,
done that,
wait.
bro.
Ass. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What?
I promise. Every day on this app, bro, this nigga goes into my group chat. He fucking
Yeah, bro. That's enough,
whoa.
bro. That's enough out of bro. That's enough out of bro. That's enough out of bro. He's had a good day, man. He's had a good day. Let's get back to talking basketball, bro. Let's get back to talking basketball. Seriously, man. I think it's gotten a little too sidetracked. Let's see who's trying to talk, bro. Let me pull bro up, man. Let's get back to talking hoops, man. Like I swear, this basic joint, bro. It
Damn,
really be bringing
bro.
out. It be bringing out
Me
the worst of
personally
people,
now?
bro.
Now, me
It be
personally.
bringing. Nah, me personally. I just handled it, low. I just handled it, bro. We unmuted. We unmuted. We talking
That was
Hey,
basketball.
crazy.
Williams is still
Let's
injured though. The man's
let's talk.
still limping, man.
Let's
Me
talk about why.
personally,
Let's
I
talk
wouldn't
about why
take this
Jalen
level of
Brown. Let's talk
disrespect.
about why Jalen Brown's a really good basketball player. Let's have that talk.
Bro, you like
Now
really
let's just talk
Tonight
about
is
shut
an
lineups though.
interesting night to say that.
Let's talk about lineups and each team's most ideal in lineup really. For the
Why'd you guys
Warriors, I
kick
think.
Eli?
Kevin Looney should play more minutes because
Oh
they
Yup,
my
really get
Kevin
beat
Looney
on
god.
the
at the
rebound.
5.
They
I was
really
actually
get beat on the
surprised
Savon.
that the
rebound.
lineup worked.
Wait,
I was
he
very
played. Wait, he
surprised.
played a significant amount of minutes tonight. I don't know what more y'all want him to do.
He just said he should play more
More
minutes.
minutes than Draymond, for real.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Let me see.
No,
Looney
he
only
he
played
definitely
28
didn't play
minutes.
more than, but he should play more. I think I agree.
He
I
only
was
played
kind of
28 minutes.
hesitant on that, just because of those that fucking game one where there was a lot of Wiggy and
I said Wiggy, Iggy and
Not
Iggy and
Wiggy.
Draymond minutes where I was like, man, I don't know if Draymond can play next to any non-floor spacer. But tonight, it
No,
actually worked.
Looney and Dre actually play well together because of Steph. Like that lineup actually works. Like
Nah, it
the
doesn't.
Warriors do that. Shut up.
It works
The
because Curry's
Warriors do.
making
Will you be
shots.
quiet? I'm
Nah,
trying to talk.
come on.
I'm trying
It's
to
the
Come on.
say that
gravity,
it
dog.
works
It's the
because
gravity.
Damn,
I'm
bro,
literally
she
trying
talked
to
to
say that
everybody
it
like
works
that,
because of Steph.
I know,
just
but now me. She
not
can't
just
talk to me
You
Cloud.
like
literally
that.
keep
That's
cutting me
crazy.
off. I'm
Hey,
just trying to
respect
say it works
Charlize,
because
nigga.
of
Let her
Steph,
talk.
and you're cutting me off.
Oh
Like
wow.
I'm trying to say,
Yeah,
Steph
y'all
Curry
niggas
allows for multiple
disobedient.
non-spacers to be on the floor at the same time because of his shot making ability. I don't know why you're saying no.
No, the lineup doesn't work though. Come on
But
now.
it did. But they won.
Because of Curry making these crazy
That's what I
shots.
just said. Do you know
Yeah,
what shot
so we're
making
saying the same
ability
thing.
means?
She just
But that
called you
doesn't
a
mean the
dumbass
lineups.
nigga. No cap.
That doesn't mean the who is out here
Really, Draymond
instigating, bro?
opened
Mike
up
up, bro.
for
For
Curry.
real.
Mike up, nigga.
Anyway,
No, I'm
that
not
doesn't mean the
instigating. That's
lineup
what she
I
said.
will
is
not be fucking
The lineup
silent,
works.
bro. Like, what the? I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna expose this little nigga about how he be begging this bitch for pictures.
yeah, bro.